Hey there, welcome back to Into Cycling, and we are out at Rocco Drive, Scoresby, with the Eastern Cycling Club. This is the A grade race. As you can see, magnificent morning for racing. Sun's out, blue skies, temperatures I think we're heading in the low 20s at this time of day. A few big hitters to keep an eye on in the pack. Definitely made for some great racing, lots of attacks. Pace was on pretty much the whole race. Really enjoyable race actually. When I turned up I was worried that I would get dropped early. Like I've mentioned previously, I have had a little bit of fatigue, but working through it, and I think I'm almost back. After this race I did feel a lot more confident. I was very active in this race, trying to get into breakaways, chasing down breakaways where I could. There were still times where I wasn't able to do any sort of really long, prolonged effort, but definitely heaps better than I've done previously. So just want to say, guys, thanks for making it such an exciting race. Again, I was wearing the new Into Cycling skin suit, so not sure if that helped some people to get up there and get in front of the camera and try and form a few breakaways. Anyway, a couple of the usual suspects there you can see just on my left is James Stevens, or Jim as we know him. Chris Leckie on the right, he raced the Toughen Up series with me. We were going head to head most of that series. He has definitely stepped it up a bit, coming back into the crit season. He was training for the Tour of Bright, which I didn't do, and I think while he was getting stronger I was nursing some fatigue, so he's definitely come pretty strong. Another rider there, Phil Cavalieri, I think that is. Yep, it's on the left there in the green. He's managed to steal the podium from me twice now at the last two races I did at the teardrop in Kew. So I'll be keeping an eye on him today. Now this circuit is somewhat, I'm going to say only somewhat similar to the teardrop. There's this little uphill section here, not quite as steep as the teardrop, and then it goes off into a left-hander, and then it's downhill, and then it's quite a short course, so it is very easy to get lapped or lap the field. And as you can see, here we go, straight into it, and there's Tom Williams off the front, gone. And the other rider you can see chasing is Bevan, so they're both away. And at this point I wasn't really quite ready to start doing any big chases, but once I started seeing guys like Jim head up the road, I thought I need to at least get behind him. So another rider you'll see there is Matt Sherwin, so he was another one to watch. And this was the sort of bottom left-hander here. And as soon as we sort of straighten up here, we go left again and then back up that little climb again. So I'm just sort of trying to stay in this little front group, keeping an eye to see if anybody tries to bridge across. I was going to try and get on the back of them, but at the moment it seems just like a fairly solid, consistent chase, but no real attacks to get across. Just going past B grade, I think it is there. Now the other thing that was really disappointing on this corner, you can probably just see on the road there were heaps of burnout marks. So because of that, looks like whoever was doing burnouts there the night before was just sort of going right to the rim. There was actually rim marks on the road, and that also resulted in a whole lot of little metal shards or metal strips suspects strewn all over the road, which did cause a few people to get punctures. Now just here again, I'm just waiting to see if someone is going to go across, and I can see Matt Sherwin, they're getting towy, so I see him go. I thought, yep, got to go with this. So I started first following these two, following Jim and Chris, and I thought, no, he's still pulling away. I'm going to see if I can get across on my own. So pretty much a full gas effort here. You can see my heart rate quickly climbing up into threshold there. Still trying to get across to Matt. And I can see him starting to labour here, so his effort is probably almost done, and I'm definitely done. And pretty much as I get onto him, there's a flick of the elbow there to get across to take the front, and I'm thinking, mate, I've just put in a full gas effort to catch you. I'm in no position to pull a turn right now, but I still try. I do my best to try and sort of get up, move onto the front. You can see the guys there, they've just gone around the corner, so we really just needed one more really hard effort and we would have caught them. But I think that yeah, as far as I was concerned, I was pretty gassed at this point. Definitely not able to put in another big effort. They're just there, like, the Jim comes over, and I think I let a few of the guys come around me here. I just needed to sit back and recover a little bit. And this was hard now because I was worried that these guys were going to get away, because like I said, I was on the gas. So I'm just letting riders cautiously go past me, hoping that they're going to keep that, not let too much of a gap open up between these guys, because if that was to happen, I don't think at this point I would have had enough to get across. So it seems to have settled down. Yeah, I'm still fighting here. I'm pretty much at threshold. Now, I'm not sure what that move from Matt there was. I don't really know the guy, but to be honest, mate, I think that was a bit of a dick move. I'm not sure what was going on there. Unless they had a mechanical. I do know that he did have a puncture later on, but I don't think that was yet. Yeah, so not sure what you call that. It's like he's intentionally dropped the wheel to open up a gap, so, unless he was gassed, but yeah, I'm not sure. So heading back up here, I think at this point everyone's sort of looking at each other to see who's going to chase these two guys down, but yeah, they're getting quite a bit of time between them and us. No one seems overly committed. We couldn't really organise ourselves. Seemed like it would have been good if we all sort of rolled turns. We would have caught them, or we would have caught them earlier. But anyway, that's how it is. Like, I definitely wasn't in a position to chase and get on the front, and I'm pretty sure everyone else was feeling the same. Anyway, okay, so we're a few minutes further into the race here, and still trying to chase that breakaway of two riders up the road. So we are slowly gaining on them. I know we can't see them in the distance, but they're not too far away. I think even our chase group was getting a bit tired. We look a little bit disorganised here. There you can see Matt Sherwin, who has got one of those little metal strips in his tyre and got a puncture. Now the other rider that I see that's missing here is Phil Cavalieri, so he must have also got a puncture. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I didn't see him after the race, so I suspect unfortunately he succumbed to the same fate. So still haven't got the Breakaway, and that is the Breakaway with I believe, yeah, so it was Tom Williams and Devon Boyd were in that Breakaway. And like I said earlier, it is critical to try and chase the Breakaway down quickly, because it is a very short circuit, and before you know it, they'll be behind you. And as you can see, as we come up here, there they are, both in the distance. They seem to have basically just thrown in the towel, and they are now rejoining the group. Now, you would have thought this would have been the perfect moment to launch another attack, but I think everyone in that chase group was pretty tired at this point. Even though my heart rate wasn't that high, I just do remember feeling pretty tired, heavy legs and stuff at this point. I thought I'll wait until there's another opportunity. In hindsight, I probably should have gone, because there wasn't another opportunity for me anyway. Well, there was, but this would have been a good one when everyone was tired. So the next few laps, it's just sort of a bit of this. There's not a couple of little moves, but nothing major, nothing that really got away. Everything that went was quickly caught. So might skip forward a little bit more and pick it up at the next moment. Okay, so we've just picked it up almost half an hour into the race, not quite, and there's a little bit of a move happening here, bit of an acceleration, but nothing too serious. I think it's more just to keep the pace up, maybe to discourage other riders from breaking away. So from memory, I think this was about 25 minutes in. Yeah. I'm not sure who that is right on the front, but I think they tried to get away, and you've got, I think that's Scott Gregory following that wheel. And yeah, we're hammering up this little climb at the moment. So just trying to keep an eye on what's going on at the front. Oh, that was actually Chris that caused that acceleration. I think this number 6 in front of me, I think that's Michael Ely, or I'm not sure how you say his surnames. But yeah, he's actually a pretty good rider. I've seen him on the podium of A grade a few times. So we've all sort of settled down a little bit here again. Now, I think at this point, this is where I may have been a little bit too far back. Just sitting there on Scott's wheel, and he was doing a lot of that chasing earlier, so he let a little bit of a gap open up here. I've had to bridge across, and as you can see up the front, the same two riders that were in the breakaway earlier, which was Bevan and Tom, have gone again, and this time they've been joined by James, or Jim as we know him, and that is a very dangerous trio. Now, had I been in this front group and within striking distance, I would have absolutely done my best to get onto that group. So that is the last we see of them until they lap us. As I said, this is a course where it's very easy to get lapped. And yeah, that does happen. Now, we did try lap after lap to try and get them back. But yeah, there were three very strong riders in that group. And when you've got three riders of that caliber together, just looking at the rest of the pack, I just didn't think we had the numbers to do it. I've had a dig here to try and get across on my own. I thought just one last effort, but they were too far ahead. And all I've really done here is just blown myself to pieces. Yeah, at this point I've just thought, no, it's not going to happen. Don't even think I got them in sight. I was really hoping that maybe one or two other riders would have come with me. I think if there were maybe two of us or three, we may have gotten across. But I wasn't able to hold the effort on my own long enough to get across. Not against three big powerhouses like that. Just wasn't going to happen. So at this point now, I'm just waiting for the rest of the guys to come back to me because, yeah, I wasn't going to do this on my own. That was it. So I was happy to see Chris there. The rest of the guys flowing in. Now, I think if this little group here had worked together, I reckon it's possible. Like, we had some decent firepower here. We may have got them back. But, look, and it was probably my fault for going so hard on my own. And then making these guys chase. Maybe if we'd worked together from the beginning and rolled turns, we may have got across. Yeah, so we all sort of took a few goes at trying to bring the pace up. I think Michael had enough there. But unfortunately, like I say, the next time we see them is when they lap us. Yeah, so for quite a few riders really did try and do some hard work on the front to try and get it back, but I think we just needed a bit more better organisation. We were just a bit all over the place, which is normal. Anyway, I might skip forward. We'll head towards the end of the race so you can see the outcome, and yeah, we'll go from there. So at this point, there were a few of us that tried to organise ourselves to chase, and that this little group here, I think the rest of the pack was still behind us, but we were sort of trying to roll turns and to try one last effort to bring those guys back. So I think at the moment, yes, Scott's just peeled off the front. I think that's Michael. Then I think he looked like he wasn't having the best of days. but he did contribute as well. So if you, yeah, like this little group of four of us here, we did have a go. The strongest of that group would have been Chris and Scott. I tried to contribute as best I could, but as I said, still wasn't able to hold those long, sort of prolonged efforts. Scott peels off, so I'm sitting here behind Chris, who's really pushing the pace here. So I'm just trying to sit in his wheel. I'm having to hold, at one point there, over 400 watts. Hands over to me. I'm pretty much at threshold heart rate here, and actually Craig was another one of the riders that was contributing to the pace a fair bit. He's on the front now. But yeah, it was all a little too much too late, really. We just weren't able to bring them back. All right, let's skip to the last couple of laps and see what the outcome was. Okay, so we're nearing the end of the race now. So the original Breakaway, they've lapped us once now, so they're up the road again, and we are heading in. I'm not sure if this is the actual last lap or not far off. I'll tell you in a sec. So I think from what I'd heard was that Tom had decided he wasn't going to contest the finish. So we were told that, only by other riders though, we were told that we were still sprinting for third here. But it turns out because he was like a lap ahead of us anyway, and all he had to do was cross the line, whether he wanted it or not, he still got third. So we were sprinting for fourth, thinking we were sprinting for third. Now, I'm pretty sure as we turn left and up the hill again, we will be given the last lap. Oh, actually, sorry, we are actually... Are we? No. No, we... Yeah, we will be given the last lap this time through, I'm pretty sure. So I'm sitting, fourth wheel here. Now I knew that my sprint was a bit off at the moment, and I knew that there were quite a couple of riders that would have had a better sprint than me today, so I wasn't hopeful of grabbing that third place. I thought I'll still have a crack, but I knew that there were, still at least maybe three riders that I knew would be able to beat me in a sprint. There's Danny Gannon going full gas here, so I'm trying to grab his wheel, hoping to get a little bit of a draft as we hit this last corner. And pretty much hit the sprint now as hard as I can. Now look at this guy. This is Scott Gregory. Look at the sprint on him. Amazing. Man, that guy has really inspired me to do some extra sprint training. And I'm not sure. I think Chris may have actually got me. He did say that he wasn't able to get around me, but I'm not sure. He may have actually picked me on the line there. So he was coming up very fast from behind as well. And I was running out of steam as we were approaching the line. But anyway, happy with that result. I'm happy that I not only hung on, but I was pretty active. So yeah, that was great. Well done to the three podium riders. Just wanted to double check. Believe it was it was Bevan, Jim, and Tom making up the podium. So well done, guys. Looking forward to the next race. Not quite sure where I'll race next. I'll see what's going on. I am keen to go and try a Wednesday morning with Eastern. I used to race there a few years ago, and I think my Wednesdays are free now for a little bit, so I might go and give one of those a crack at the Teardrop. So yeah, you might see me there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. As always, please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you at the next crit. Cheers.